Hey boys, welcome back to some more Cricket 19 My Player Career, and we are continuing on here with the JLT 50 over comp, and it is a knockout final against the Blues, so a little arch rivalry encounter here, Queensland v New South Wales. Looking at their team, they got Nathan Lyon, fairly standard for the rest of their domestic team. Obviously Lyon is the standout player in that. The other boys, Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, batters as well weren't there, so a little bit strange. I actually don't know why. I don't know why Lyon would be playing and not a couple of the others, but probably a good thing for us. We're probably fairly happy they're not playing. So we're gonna have a bat first. Try to put on a big score. I mean, anything, got to be aiming for the 300 mark. That's sort of, that's what you want to get to as we come out with a 51 average. We got our first 100 the other day, and yeah, we haven't played many 50 over matches at all, but starting to click. It is. I've said it before, but it is my not preferred game mode, but it is, I'd say, test, like the longer format test matches and the 4-day cricket and then 50 over stuff are sort of on par, honestly. And that's pretty quick. Quick getting through. That's off. Sean Abbott firing up. He did get the first wicket, so we are 1 for 6. Max Bryan up the other end. So Linney is gone. Not a good start. We've actually been getting off to pretty stellar, or at least fairly solid starts. Nothing too crazy. But usually, I think the average has been about 50 for the first wicket, which is pretty good. Got to be happy with anything around that 50 and over. You're pretty happy as the opening partnership. And honestly, coming in at number 3, you don't dislike it. You'd love, as a team perspective, you want the openers to get as many as they can, but if you're the number 3 batter, generally the number 3s in world cricket do love to get out there, take the game on, and really try to counter-attack or continue the momentum or change it however they can, and getting an early wicket, coming out early or coming out after like 50 runs, few overs, 10 overs or so, it's not too bad. We don't mind coming out fairly early. So taking on Nathan Lyon, he's nice and early on here in the fray. He does love bowling with the newish ball. He obviously gets a lot of overspin on it, a lot of bounce. Can turn it quite a bit on pitches that are offering a little bit, but early on, obviously you just got to watch out for those extra, or the overspin type deliveries, the extra bounce. Going for the sweep shots could be a little bit of a danger, as it's a cracking shot through the covers. Should go for 4. And I was starting to get a little bit of touch. It was a bit of a struggle early, honestly. Where 12 off 16, Bryan up the other end, 10 off 22. So things are not free flowing at the minute here. As again, it's quick. The pitch is quick. It looks like an absolute belter, and usually you want the ball going through. You want it nice and quick off the pitch, but at the same time, the bowlers, if they're fired up, they're hitting a good length, it can be difficult, as that's a beautiful shot. This time just over pitching slightly. They've been bowling a really good back of a length type spell. That one just floated up a little bit more. Not the worst thing in the world to throw in a foolish ball, but just a little bit straight probably, and we're able to whip it away for a nice boundary to just relieve a little bit of pressure. Run rate just a tick over 4. Bryan up the other end, obviously he's struggling a bit, but if he stays in for another 50 balls, you would hope he would sort of catch that strike rate back up to about a run a ball. So he's a guy that, it's not actually the worst thing in the world if you can just sort of get through a tough period and be a little sluggish in doing so. And somehow that has missed everything. We got to look at the replay on this. How did it miss? It was it was the offie. We've just played we played slightly early, and it is shaved the off peg. That was extremely close from line there, as that was a bit of a a nothing shot. It is wide, so we'll take the free run. The field is actually a pretty good field. It looks a little strange. They've got like a very close mid wicket, and then a fairly straight mid wicket, and then a more of just a square leg. So very tight in and around that, trying to whip it off the pads, which is actually pretty good against us. We are going to sneak a single to that man, but that's actually a pretty good field for our type of batting. So they're starting to smarten up a little bit with the field placings. This one, close. It's a good shot. It's a cracking shot. Just beating Nathan Lyon there with a bit of power, but it was close. Nathan Lyon, he's one guy you do not want to give a chance with the catching option. Very good outfield. Well, he doesn't usually field in the outfield, but he's very good in gully. Anything close to him, he's very handy. So yeah, don't want to hit too many balls in the air close to the goat, as that is another beautiful cover drive. The cover drive has been our sort of get out shot so far. Or not get out. That's not really the phrasing we want. It's more been our relieving shot. Honestly, we've been getting a little bogged down, a few dot balls, and then they just dish one up a little bit fuller, able to pierce that gap at extra cover and relieve that pressure. So yeah, pretty solid innings so far. It hasn't been easy, but we've been able to work the dots, I don't know why the heck I said dots, but work the singles. And then any loose balls, any bad balls, we are able to put away. This time Lyon is coming around the wicket. He doesn't mind coming. Oh, that was a tight run, dude. But he doesn't mind coming around the wicket, especially if it's getting a lot of spin, because it sort of brings in the outside edge a little bit more if it's getting a lot of turn early on like this. Again, it's not a bad option, because if you can get one to rip back, then the pressure's on with the inside edge and the wickets, as that is a cracking shot. That's going to go for 6. But then if he gets one just to slide on with the arm, then it's bringing the outside edge into play. So it's not a bad option. He has now gone back over the wicket. Probably, I mean, honestly, we would probably rather him go around the wicket as a batter. It feels a little bit more comfortable. Because, if he's getting a bit of turn, which is good for us. Again, probably not 2. Probably not 2 in that one. We got a little bit fortunate. It wasn't a great throw from the boundary. We got a bit lucky, as again, just gonna work that one for a dot. But yeah, over the wicket like this, if he's hitting around that a foot and a half outside off, we pretty much have to play, because it is getting a bit of grip here. So anything around there, we do have to play. So it's sort of just, the pressure is just always sort of on. We can't really rely on anything going away. That one actually, he threw Jeff in there. He got that one to actually spin the other way. Doesn't really bowl it too much in real life, but on the game here, he can throw it in occasionally. Is this one a bit of a arm ball again? Given wide, probably a little harsh. A little bit harsh, that one, for a spinner. It is 50 overs, obviously, but wasn't that wide, as we're going to cut that one away nicely, actually. It almost went for 4. I knew they had a backward point on the rope. I thought that was going to cut it off pretty easily, but great shot. So 44 or 44. Again, it's been not necessarily an absolute struggle, as a trying to bring the 50 up with one hit there. I love bringing it up in style, for sure, the milestones, but not necessarily struggling. But there's been a lot of good bowling, a lot of dot balls, the odd single thrown in. But we've been good at just rotating the strike and also putting any bad balls away. Brian up the other end, he has turned it around a bit. He's 41 off 53 now. So his strike rate was around that 50 mark. Like I said, if he faces around another 50 odd balls, you would expect him to get that strike rate up to about 100. So he's doing a good job. You know, he got through the tough period. Is that would have been pretty close. I think we got a little bit of bat on it, thankfully, because it was fired in nice and quickly by Chris Green here, coming around the wicket, just trying to tighten us up. I think just get a few dot balls, a few quick overs done. They got a very leg side heavy field, and just sort of firing in it at the pad. So it's not a bad little option. For some reason, they sort of changed the field. That was a ball we could have probably snuck a 4 if we just hit a little bit finer. And but that is the 50 off 55. So again, nothing outlandish. Even less than a run of balls. So a bit unusual, honestly, but a very handy innings, and we're setting it up. We're hovering around that 5 run rate. We obviously probably around now. It's not a bad time to put the foot down slightly. Not go crazy yet. There's still plenty of overs left in the game. We don't want to lose a few quick ones and then leave too much work for the middle to lower order to start hitting. But it's definitely time we can put it into another gear here. Potentially start going a little bit harder around these middle overs, trying to push that up around 5.5 to 6, and then try flurry at the end with the rest of our batters, hopefully. Or if we can stay in for the 50 overs, we could be in for a big day, big score. As Brian does approach his own 50, but Sean Abbott actually bowling pretty good here. He's getting a few. He's just hitting that tough length, and I mean, like I said earlier, the pitch looks very good, but it's just getting through quickly, and there's just a little bit of nibble either way off the seam. But just a good back of a length bowling. It's been tough to sort of get on top of. So we're just sort of digging in and waiting for it just to become a little bit easier. It's definitely going to, as we should get 2 there. It's pretty comfortable too, just hitting it to the right of that fielder in the deep. They probably blocked that. They put a 45 in. It's the field, and that's the other thing about it. The bowling's obviously been pretty good, but the field placings actually have been smart. They've actually been pretty smart. They're covering off a lot of our sort of shots that we like to hit boundaries off. We're sort of just tied down a little bit with our boundary options. They're keeping basically square leg, a sweeping man, a cover, and then mixing it up, as that's pretty good feeling. He did sort of teleport to it. It freaked me out a little bit. Daniel Sams coming in, the left hand quick, very tidy, none for 8 into his 5th over here, as that is a beautiful shot. Just using that left hand, just that one just a little bit too straight. It was that good length again, but able just to release a little bit of pressure there, just flick it over that man at mid wicket. So great shot there, beautiful stuff. As Brian, unfortunately, he's we're gonna sneak 2 off some very ordinary fielding, very poor stuff. But unfortunately, Bryant is he's hit a bit of a wall. 51 of 79. You would hope he would have got to his 50 and started to go with us a little bit. Like, we're not doing anything too crazy ourselves, but you would sort of hope that Bryant would just let the shackles go a little bit here. 51 off 81. He's just getting a little bit bogged down and putting us under a little bit of pressure, honestly, because we're over halfway into the innings. It's a beautiful shot through backward, or gully basically, third man. But he's putting us under pressure. Like, we're sort of the go-to man to hit the boundaries and sort of up the ante. But a guy on 50 who's been out there for 81 balls, you would hope he's starting to put the foot down as well. So, but we just have to focus on our own game at the minute. Hopefully Brian can either turn it around or get out, basically. Don't want him chewing up too many deliveries for no gain, because we do have we definitely have batters in the sheds that can score some runs. So you know, there's obviously that fine balance. As unfortunately, a little bit of in swing actually. A decent ball. Look at this hoop back in. That was a pretty decent nut, dude. I did york myself. I definitely yorked myself. Sean Abbott though, he actually bowled really well, hitting that good length, quick. And that one actually a little bit of tail in, so getting a bit of reverse swing there. I was trying to up the ante, trying to go for the big shot down the ground, just whiffed. Didn't get the timing on it, and yeah, got out for 70. Although it looks like we're actually going to storm home in this game. Daniel Sands 89 off 94. He's keeping them in the chase. I mean, they're no chance, but he's having a stellar innings. So apparently, the pitch maybe not as easy to bat on as it seemed. Like it was coming through. You would expect that to be a high scoring pitch, but there's a wicket. Beautiful stuff. Sean O'Keefe. Not Sean, Steve O'Keefe had to go big there, and yeah, just absolutely dismantled the stumps there. Beautiful stuff. Just a little bit of drift away and picking up a wicket, and that's going to be all she wrote. Daniel Sams unfortunately didn't get his 100. Definitely deserved it. We win by 84 runs. Absolute thumping. Our bowlers did a fantastic job. We didn't have to bowl many overs at all. Joe Burns also, 91 off 68. Fantastic work. Bryant, he did pick it up a little bit at the end. And our sell of 72. Very handy stuff. But Daniel Sams, 2 for and a 97 not out. Unlucky to him. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.